Somebody once asked me if Bambu Lab was ever going to make a bigger version of a bed slinger, and I honestly said no. I didn't think it would happen, but oh my gosh, Bambu Lab proved me wrong. They came out with the A2L. That's what you're looking at here. By the way, it's printing in a red matte PLA filament, which is why you see all the little kind of shrapnel there. That it's kind of common with the matte filament. Anyway, and I'm printing out of an AMS, regular AMS, not the AMS Lite, because I prefer those. But here you go. This is approximately, I mean, it's essentially the same thing, just blown up to double the build volume. In fact, it's 104% larger build volume than the standard A1, much less the A1 Mini. You're printing at a build volume comparable to an H series printer at a budget that is still in the A series line. And if you've been looking for something simple, something easy, something that'll print all the PLA, PETG, and all that kind of basic filaments like that on a budget, brother, this is the printer for you. Honestly, I was stunned. This was the box that was being printed there. It's I mean, bigger than my head, as it were. This is, in fact, this is the box design that I published on Maker World. I'll put a link to it down below. You can print it for free. You can license it. It's scalable. You can do funny stuff with it in what do we design it for? Tinkercad, for the basics. This is designed for the people who don't really know 3D. But what we got here is PLA matte, the white PLA to add some accent, and then the lid is done in PETG. I don't recommend doing the top and the hinge in PLA because you need some flexibility to snap the parts together. But that said, that's a whole lot of storage. We call it the snap box because it snaps like that. Anyway, if you're looking for some big storage, it looks pretty good. And you can put this design so you can embed labels and stuff in it. Anyway, enough about my box design. That's what you can print with this. Now, I've printed other stuff like that with my H series, but I was floored when Bambu reached out to me and said, hey, can we send you this new printer? I thought, oh my gosh, it's going to be the one I guessed, which is I guessed that they're going to come out with an X2 C color, the multi-head. And I was expecting that. Was not expecting a large format A1 open frame bed slinger. Blew my mind. Not really up my my alley, as it were. I'm not much in the way of bed slingers. I'm kind of a control freak. I like having the fully enclosed and stuff. But I do print with stuff that's sometimes more technical than PLA and PETG. And if you're going to do that, if you're going to try and do ABS and maybe even some of the more esoteric kind of filaments, then this is not the printer for you. You can pause the video and be like, this is not for me. But for everyone else, oh my gosh, let's go through the specs and features on this, okay? This is, as I said, the build volume on this. 330 by 320 by 325. Okay, they round here. I think it was 104 point something. Anyway, 105% more space than the typical mid-size. So you're definitely in a large format printer here. Now, one of the things that they call out quite a bit with this is the adaptive vibration compensation, which is and it's a problem with bed slingers. As they go up, because that bed, unlike a Core XY, where the print stays stationary and the print head moves back and forth, on a bed slinger, the print is moving back and forth, which for a small, low profile print, not a problem. You start getting taller and taller, there gets to be some sway and some vibration becoming an issue. And they've programmed this into the software, but not just the software. They also have a physical fix in this. They've got granular dampers in the top cross mount bar. So basically, if you're familiar with it's a dead blow hammer. If you're familiar with what a dead blow hammer is, if you're not, Google dead blow hammers and you watch a video and it'll explain it. But basically, they're shot up in the cross frame, and that acts as a vibration dampener. Same thing that happens with a dead blow. And I mean, you're like, does it work? Well, this is a pretty big print, and I mean, I'll try and get a good angle on this. Let me get my face out of there so it focuses on this. I'm not, people always like looking for VFAs, and so like, I'm not seeing it. It's not there. This is a beautiful print. I was stunned at the quality of this print off of a print on a budget printer this size. Yeah, it was. Anyway, I could go on and on about that, but it's also got another little magic trick. It's also essentially a like a cricket cutter, one of those things that cuts out vinyl and paper and does all that other kind of stuff. You can change out the head on this and put a cutting head. You could also put a drawing pen so you can actually do like stencil drawing work, that kind of stuff. And you can align it with the smartphone and you can do all this kind of stuff to it. I mean, for the budget minded, my gosh, can't let my wife see this. If she knows you can do the cutting and the pen stuff, I'll never see it again. She'll take it. But that's a pretty cool option if you ask me. It's not something that appeals to me. But I could definitely see somebody. There was definitely a time in my life I was really into drafting and that kind of stuff. I could definitely see doing a whole lot of drafting kind of stuff with this. I'm really bad freehand, but give me a T-square and all that kind of stuff. Then who needs that when you could just cat it out and have the thing draw it out and pen just for you? That's awesome. Now some of the other features that this thing has. It supports, as you saw, it supports the 2nd gen AMS, so you can get the AMS light. I'm not a fan of the AMS light. Nothing against it. I like that control, I like the fully enclosed environment. I don't like the spools all hanging out and the whole octopus of cords. I find the AMS light gets in the way. Whereas the AMS, the AMS Pro and all that, AMS 2 Pro, that I'm more happy with those. That's me. Also, I have a bunch of them. So I have them for redundancy for my other printers and stuff like that, or ones that I've upgraded also. So, but if you're like me, you can go with the AMS style. If you just want to go on a budget, you can get the AMS Lite either way. But then you're not going to get filament dry, and you're not going to get the enclosed storage and the whole 9 yards on that. And then of course it has all the cool intelligent print monitoring, nozzle clumping detector. So the blob of death, we all know about that. Filament grinding, air print. It prevents all that kind of stuff. And it's got a few other features baked in there as well if you want to look into that. And then one of the things they talk about here that I find interesting is they say it's certified under the UL 2904 standard for indoor air quality. However, this is an open frame printer. It's not really the printer, I think, that would be certified. It's just how it heats the filament, which might be part of it. But specifically, they call out here Bambu PLA Basic, PLA Pure, that's their new PLA, and PET-G Basic, which is their new PET-G. And we're going to talk more about PET-G and PET-G HF because I know people have questions about that, and you should have questions. But anyway, basically they're saying it's safe for indoor use. So you could have it in the living room, and around the kids and the family and the dog, and everyone should be fine. And they also talks about how quiet it is, operates under 49 dB. And I could speak to this because I had it running. This print took a day and a half. It's a big print. And for the most part, there were a couple times where I'm like, because it's on the others, it's about 15 feet from me. And many times I was kind of looking over like, is it still printing? Is it going? And it was. And it was astonishingly quiet. Now, if you're sitting right next to it, of course, you can hear it. But, I mean, you can talk next to you. It's not obtrusive is what I'm getting at. So, that is pretty good. And I would say their claim, their stance. Connect your way. You can connect via the Bambu Handy app or the Studio app through the cloud, or with the Studio app or an SD card or third-party application through developer mode. They're just calling out, this is standard Bambu stuff. Everyone's like, oh, Bambu locks everything down and you have to use their app and all this stuff. You can use third-party slicers. You just have to run it through their bridge program that then connects it to the machine. It adds one extra step, but honestly, I don't find it to be that big of a deal. I know a lot of people like to make, honestly, I find most of the people who have a problem with it are people who don't own the printer and aren't interested in buying the printers. It's that open, I don't mean to be mean, but they come off a little culty. All right, I'm just going to say that. And I know people are going, but you're saying that because Bambu sent you a bunch of printers. Brother, I've got a much bigger YouTube channel. This is my casual channel. If you notice, I have a play button over there. I got 500,000 subscribers across all of YouTube and social media. I'm not trying to brag, but a handful of 3D printers isn't really going to swing me. All right, you're going to need to break out some real hard cash to get to that level. Even then, I'm just not that sort of person. So, with that said, let's talk about pricing. here we got it. The Bambu Lab A2L. We're looking at $569 for the combo unit with the AMS light. Now, if you want it bare bones, you can get it for $469. If you already have it, or you're just going to do single color, that kind of stuff, then just go that route. All right. And then they have all the accessories, add-ons, and the whole 9 yards and other stuff you can add to it. But that's the basic prices. I am a little disappointed they don't offer a combo with just the standard AMS. Maybe you could message them and see if they would. I would love to see them do that. By the way, I would not buy it now. 4th anniversary sale is coming in just, I think, like a week, if that. So I would hold off on doing any purchases right now. I'll put links down below, but I would hold off. All right. This is a YouTuber telling you not to use my links and just wait and save some money. I know. The sky is falling. Hell has frozen over. Anyway, here's what I do want to point out. This is the Bambu Lab H2S. I have this printer. Bambu Lab sent me this printer. It's a great printer. But if all you're doing is PLA, PETG, and the basic kind of stuff that does not require a fully enclosed unit, man, you can almost buy 3 of these for the price of the H2S. That's a pretty good box, isn't it? I mean, and you can print it. So my son's like, can I print, cosplay masks and all that? He wants to do stormtroopers and everything. He's 14. It's not his fault. I'm just teasing. It is a significant value because you're getting bamboo quality, build quality. You're getting bamboo, the whole, ecosphere. You're getting all the intelligence built in, the AI, the networking, the maker world connectivity, all the auto recognizing with the filaments. You're getting all of that, and you're getting it at entry level kind of pricing. I mean, come on, for under $500 for a large format 3D printer that prints exceptionally well. I'm stunned. Now, the one thing is, and I kept talking about it, and they were talking about using PLA Basic. Well, let's talk about the PETG HF issue. PETG HF has a cult following. It's what I print most of the stuff that I sell with, and it's going away. So here's the deal. If you go to the website right now, you look at PETG HF, there's some stuff in stock. Look at this. Black is in stock, white's in stock, red's in stock. Oh my gosh. I should probably, buy some more. But that said, if you come down here, there it is, right here. PETG HF is discontinued and will not be restocked once sold out. A new and improved PETG is available. And they're talking about the PETG Basic. All right. If you click on it, it takes them over to PETG Basic. PETG Basic is more robust. It's stronger. It has more bounce back. But it doesn't have that really smooth matte finish that gives PETG HF its more professional looking finish, if you would. You can print in PLA matte and still get that kind of matte finish if you want it, but you're not going to get the kind of resilience you're going to get PETG. So here's the deal. I reached out to my contact, and my contact first said, I don't know what you're talking about. It'll be back in stock soon. And I'm like, no, on the website it says it's discontinued. He's like, holy cow, I hadn't seen that. So they hadn't even heard about it. He did a little digging, and I think what's going on is, and we talked about this before, that Bambu was outsourcing their filament production. And I think there were some issues, or they wanted to increase their monetization. So they're bringing it in-house, and they're buying up and building a lot of their own production now for filament. So they're going to be making their own filament. And I think that right now that doing the HF level filament, I think it's twofold. I think it's kind of difficult, and it is more difficult. I think it's kind of difficult for them to produce that at the quality level that people like me will expect. On top of that, I don't think it will meet the standards they're talking about for air quality in the same way that their PLA basics and such will. So I think they're working on a new formula that will get that HF with the resilience of PETG and come in under that air quality kind of standard. I'm hypothesizing there. I'm going based off of the information that I already have. But the the end of right now, as we know right now, HF is going away, not to come back. I think it will. My contact, the way he talked about it, it sounded like it's going to come back, but maybe there was a miscommunication, a language thing. Who knows? So there you go. I'll put a link to the 3D printer down below. And there's a lot of people who are going to spam the comments with, I hate Bambu. Everyone's got to hate. There's, people hate, Apple for being a walled garden. For me, I want, as we say here, I don't want to fix my printers. I don't want to work on my printers. I just want a machine that works. I don't want to know how the toast is made. I want to put the bread in the toaster. I want to press the button, and I want to get toast. Toast. The end result speaks for itself. That's my argument. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Was this something you had on your radar? Was something you're looking for? If not, I know besides tool head kind of things, what other kind of stuff are you looking for from Bambu? Let me know down below in the comments. Anyway, you all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.